Thanks. We're now with the criminal court clerk, and Howard, if you could introduce yourself and your colleague, and then make whatever presentation you'd like to make.
All right, thank you, Mayor, and I appreciate being here today. My name's Howard Gentry. I'm the criminal court clerk, and here with me is Tommy Bradley. He is the chief clerk, and I use chief with all caps. He's does a great job, as our staff does, in the criminal court clerk's office. We've got 81 employees that work very hard for Metro and for our government, and I want to give them a public congratulations for the hard work they do. We've had a good year, and it's kind of bittersweet when you talk about having a good year in the criminal court clerk's office, but it is a job that is necessary in our system and in our city, and the fact is that we have had a year that has been productive for both our staff and our office and the city as a whole. Speaking of the productiveness of our productivity of our staff, we have handled 266,000 docketed events this year, and if our numbers are different than the district attorney's office, I want you to know that our numbers are correct. But those are the numbers that we have, and with that, we have processed almost 96,000 warrants and citations. We've generated almost 145,000 subpoenas and expungements. We've processed almost 16,000 expungements already, and really on track and pace to hit about 22,000 expungements. And so there's a lot that goes on in our office. We didn't put down telephone calls, but the fact is that we're handling large volumes of that on a daily basis. Last time I was here, I told you that we had improved our website, and we had really changed our website and upgraded it, and this year we've experienced almost $12.5 million views on our website, and I told Tommy we might need to start advertising on it and see if we can get some revenue through it. I'm really joking, but I'm looking at some serious faces over there. But no, there are a lot of people and a lot of need. There is a lot of need to go on our website, and by those numbers, that is very evident. We have launched a mobile website. That's something that we've done new this year, and it has been very helpful, especially with our attorneys, to be able to utilize their iPhones and other devices to utilize the website. Also, we've begun, and this is something that took a long time to do, and that is create an attorney entry of appearance website. That's where they can enter themselves as attorney of record, and they can do it now on our website, and that is something that we're real proud of, and we're getting a lot of positive feedback from being able to do that. Also, we can do daily email notifications of attorney calendars, and that is something new too that has created a lot of buzz, and we find that it is very helpful for our attorneys. And what we're trying to do every day really is to make our office as user-friendly as possible, not just for the attorneys, but for the court system, for our clients, our customers, anybody that needs to utilize our office. So daily we are trying to implement new types of technology and ideas that make that happen. Also, we told you last year that we had developed an employee manual, and it is going very well. And we have finally finished our salary ranges and job descriptions, which were going along at the same time, but it took a little longer. But we've implemented salary ranges now and job descriptions for each job, and so that has really helped us a lot. Now we are working to get our employees established on a scaled salary situation within our office. It takes a little time. It's going to take a few years to get it right, but we did make one salary move that has put at least 31 employees in the range that they need to be, and
We're closer.
we're closer. So it's working, and you have to do that periodically. You've got to do salary adjustments. You've got to look at the industry to see where the ranges of salaries are and make those adjustments. So we were able to do them this year, and we will continue to make those moves as the years and the budget allows. So again, I would like to again thank our employees for being patient with these types of moves and activities. Also, I want to thank Metro HR Department. Metro HR Department has stepped with us, has walked with us every step of the way through our employee manual, through our salaries, studies, and job descriptions. They have been right there with us and very helpful. Matter of fact, we couldn't have done it without them. And so we have tried to conform even though we're a constitutional office, we do all that we can to conform to our government's way of doing business, and that keeps us, I think, on the straight and narrow as it relates to our operations. And so we feel real good about it, and we're very excited and happy that Metro HR was willing and ready to step in and help us with this. We also want to talk about one thing that we feel is a great accomplishment and help. You heard that our expungements are starting to increase. And one reason they're increasing is a result of seminars that we're doing in the city. We're doing driver's license and expungement seminars around the city, and we go out and we actually get the information of those people who are going to, or those persons who are going to participate. We get their information in advance. We pull their files. We look at their records if they are in an expungible situation, or even if they're not, we come to those sites and we let them know what can and cannot be done as it relates to their records. And we found that we've been able to really take care of some driver's license issues and also expungement issues that probably would not have been taken care of if not for these seminars. We've worked with Goodwill, Martha O'Brien, Project Return, Metro Action Commission, many churches throughout the city, and also Metro Schools. We do a quarterly Metro Schools program where the public defender, our office, and on the last one we did at Antioch, we had a judge with us. Judge Moreland was a part of the team, and we're servicing over 100. Matter of fact, our numbers got so high that we had to back it down to around 100 people at a time because we really had trouble handling the crowd and the needs. And so from that, we've had discussions now, and moving forward, I know we have a collections docket, and that collections docket has helped us to bring in more revenue. But because of these Saturday events and these seminars that we're doing mostly on Saturdays, we're now in discussions about possibly having a collection docket with Judge Moreland on Saturday. And Tom has been meeting with the parties about that, and you might want to give them an update on what's going on there.
Sure. Our Metro's collection agent basically sends us a list of accounts that they would have to issue a subpoena for Judge Moreland's collection docket. They recently asked us if we could do more than just what we've been doing, which has been about 100 a month. They were able to identify approximately 500 people with good addresses and good contact information that have some unpaid court costs. And after talking with Judge Moreland and the collection agent, we basically came up with the idea of possibly doing something like this every quarter on a Saturday, and rather interrupt those individuals' work days, maybe have them come in on a Saturday to discuss possible payment plans or other scenarios. So our goal, hopefully starting in maybe June, is maybe once a quarter doing a Saturday collection docket versus spreading those cases out over months and months and even a year or so on the dockets, and help expedite cases in a more
That's good.
fast. Yeah.
Yeah, the fact is, we can sit back in our office and wait for the business to come to us, or we can be more proactive and to make it more possible for them to, and easier for them to respond to what the courts are needing them to respond to after their case is taken care of. And Mayor, you know this, having been the public defender, a lot of people just don't know what to do. And you think because they came to court and they heard what you said do, that they're going to just follow through, but a lot of them don't understand, don't get it, or just don't do it. And so we're trying to be a lot more proactive in bringing information to the public or taking it to them. And the end result is that if we get people paying their fees, then they're getting their court costs off. They're able to not have their driver's license in peril, and also revenue is coming into the government as should be. The other thing is that with the expungements, every expungement we do takes paper out of our system, takes a record out of our system, and allows us to kind of get rid of the clutter of, I don't want to say clutter, but the massive records that we do have stored within our offices. Now, as we get to our budget situation, you see, and I'm going to kind of track the results of those people who hand out stuff. If they start getting better results with their budgets, we might start handing out things to
More clutter.
But more clutter. That's right. That's right. The fact is, you had asked our office to do all of our offices to do a 2% reduction, and you have the paperwork in front of you of what that would mean to our office, and it would involve 2 staff members. And Tommy, you can kind of talk about the financial impact of it.
Well, it's basically just 2 staff members totaling the 2% cut. It's undetermined where those staff would come from. Recently, over the last 5 or 6 years, we've gone from 96 employees down to 80, as Mr. Gentry stated earlier. So trying to determine which 2 that would be difficult. Obviously, we can't do anything to impact the court-related activity. So more than likely, we'd be looking at things like getting court cost billing out as quickly. Right now, we get court cost billing out the very next day. That may be delayed with some of that staff being affected. And possibly some lobby-type staff working with the public as they come in, because obviously our focus is the court-related activity.
Right.
And what are your requests for improvements?
Well, that's what we wanted to talk to you about. That of course, 2 of our requests are 1 staff member in the Warrant and Bond Office. That's the request we had last year that we were not able to establish. Also, a staff member for collections, because we believe that still with that we could develop a greater possibility or greater stream of revenue. Also, I look at it 2 ways. One way is if we're collecting, then that person we're collecting from stands, especially with the new law, stands a better chance of not getting the license suspended or revoked because of non-payment. And also, you heard talk about the 7th Court. And, the 7th Court affects us in a financial way. Because if there is a 7th Court established, then we're going to have people in that court, and we don't have the staff to just move into a 7th Court. So it would be a financial requirement to be able for the clerk's office to be able to handle that. And Tommy, I'm going to again let Tommy talk about the financial impact. The modification as it relates to the 7th Court and the amount of money that would be needed just for the modifications that we outside of that 7th Court request.
Well, assuming there is going to be a 7th Court, we obviously that's still in discussions. As General Johnson stated earlier, we've been discussing that with the trial judges, whether it's going to be part-time, full-time, how that's going to impact us. Obviously, if it's a part-time type issue, 1, 2, 3 days a week, maybe we feel comfortable we could probably handle that with just 1 additional staff member versus 2. Based on my experience of being in the clerk's office for many years, Usually when there's a court like this that's added, they usually end up becoming a full-time court because there's such a great benefit.
One way or the other.
One way or the other, they end up becoming full-time. And as you're aware from your experience, a trial court level judge requires an in-court clerk as well as a minute clerk to manage those dockets and those committals and releases and all that type of issues. So we're looking at basically 2 full-time staff members to staff that full-time court, which, if that's where it's going to go. Obviously, we're not asking for it if there's not going to be a seventh court, but we just don't know.
Will we know that before the budget's complete?
Sort of.
I mean, you
it's a
know what's
question
going to
for
happen at
later.
the legislature, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just,
We're just kind of we're in a tough spot because if the court is established, we've got to staff it. And if we have to staff it, it's going to affect us. So I guess what we're doing is
Yeah.
making you aware.
We get it. We
You
get it.
know,
Yeah.
but those other 2 positions, which equal what, Tommy, about
when
84,000?
the trial court positions total about 125 annually. That's the total salary.
No, I
Francis,
was talking about the 2 that we requested last year.
that would be, what's that, 125, 175?
Yeah, that we requested last year. We
That's a little high, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, we would. Now, again, we just felt, and there's operating cost involved too, if we do have to staff that other court, and that would be the equipment needed. That's about $15,000 figure too. So,
Okay.
and finally, I always want to bring this forward. Our revenue projections are. Right now, we're looking at being about 9.7% over last year's, and again, that computes to what kind of money, Tom?
6.2 million.
$6.2 million, and so we're already at about 75% of that number. So we're going to be coming in above last year's, and if we look at the last 6-7 years, that's been a trend with our office. So we're not going to buck that trend. We're going to keep doing our part to bring in as much revenue as we can. That's our job, and just want you to know that as we sit and as we work, that is our main focus, other than servicing our clients and those who need our services at the highest level, both efficiently and effectively.
Okay, great. I get it, and there's issues outstanding, and we'll be monitoring them, and we'll know more by the end of the month.
Okay.
Thanks for what you do. Do a great job, and thanks for all you've done in terms of the employee handbook and sort of getting things in order. We appreciate it. And the city appreciates it too. Thanks.
All right, thank you.
Good to see you both.
See you guys.